Hey everybody, it's Mandy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my newsletter, to TikTok, wherever you're seeing this video. I'm doing it for lots of different reasons, but first and foremost, thank you to everybody who came out to the Spiritual Fusions Expo this weekend, or last weekend. It was incredible. I did 50 15-minute readings, y'all. So I'm just so grateful to be in your energy and just, yeah, it was amazing, incredible. Mwah, loved it. With that said, so doing these events as a tarot reader, it is really fun because it's interesting for me because the general themes kind of, it's like a residual energy, like collective energy of these underlying themes that keep coming up. And when these themes keep coming up, I feel like I'm giving the same guidance all day long. So I thought I would do a quick video on kind of what's going on collectively, and hopefully if you got a reading and you don't remember anything, because that happens a lot, I was like, oh, I should have taken notes. I should have had my phone. That hopefully this can kind of be a little reminder as to what I told you over the weekend, and or if you can't afford a reading right now, hopefully it's still, really, really good collective guidance. So here is the scoop. I feel like collectively a lot of people are coming to me feeling like they're on the precipice of something, feeling like, oh, I know, there's purpose to my life. I just, there's got to be something else. And whether it's in regard to career, relationship, or just life purpose, I feel like we're kind of in this kind of, I need clarity. Not everything is illuminated for me right now, and it's just really overwhelming. So, know that y'all aren't alone, okay? Everybody seems to be stuck in a little bit of stagnation to a certain degree, just kind of in this foggy energy, which is kind of no surprise because I feel like a lot of us are going through a significant healing time right now in between these eclipses, and the eclipse that just happened on the 8th, full moon in Taurus, which was an eclipse, and it's, a time of significant transformation and breakthroughs. So if you're feeling a little bit energetically, you're not crazy, okay? So the first thing that would always come out as guidance for feeling like, I don't know what's next, the stagnation. Trust that stagnation, if you're doing all the things and, doing all the things you should be doing, trust that stagnation is on purpose, okay? I know, glorious. Frustrating even for me, an intuitive coach, So stagnation is on purpose. And so we're going to talk about that. Here's the guidance. The first thing is, one, to just acknowledge how far we've come, okay? If we're trying to get from A to Z and we're on a solid H and we're just hanging out there, what is next? I've done these things and now I have no clue which direction to take. They just want us, spirit, guides, the angels, whoever you commune with as the divine. They just want us to know, you know what? You're freaking awesome. You've gotten to H. How cool. Celebrate yourself. So often we do not give ourselves enough credit for how far we've come. Okay? If we were on a solid H, as humanity, we have a tendency to be I need to, it is so far to get to Z. How do I do this? And they're like, what? You've been through A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You're on H. Cool. Some people are still stuck on they can't even draw their name. Yeah, I don't, it's horrible. Alphabet, I don't know. So they're so excited we're on H. Okay. Don't be overwhelmed by how far we have to go. Okay. This little timeout is for a reason. Okay. This lack of clarity is for a reason. Okay. So be excited by how far you've come. Do not be overwhelmed by how far you have to go. Okay. The second piece of guidance, 2, is to take a time out. Just stop. Okay. Where things feel out of whack, not in alignment, where we are not 100% sure how to move forward, stop everything. Okay. For some of us, it is literally putting the brakes on our life. Okay. That can be, taking a time out by going on vacation for a weekend, just doing some inner reflection. It can be just sitting in bed all day and just kind of allowing ourselves that time to just recoup. So just completely slow down your life as best as you humanly can. I know we all have different circumstances, but to the extent of I am prioritizing myself, take a time out, okay? There are lots of reasons for these timeouts. One, sometimes our body just needs the friggin' rest, okay? Sometimes it's man, like, oh, my back, I'm doing things to my back because I've just been working at my computer way too much. I'm starting to get headaches, like all of a sudden my knee, and then like, oh, like, why am I having feet problems? Just things that kind of hadn't occurred for a long time. Our body is literally screaming for us to stop, screaming for us to like put the brakes on. Okay. So some of us, it's a physical stop, for the love of God. Okay. For others of us, it is a deep inner healing work. Okay. It is where we're being asked, most of my clients have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. They've been very mindful. They've done a lot of the work. They're spiritual. They're more, evolved or mindful about their lives. So it's not like they aren't trying, to live a good existence. But for some of us, it's just a need for deep inner healing work. And what do I mean by that? Is that it's the stuff that we don't really think we can get over. It's like, I'm high vibe. I'm really trying. I'm very positive. I meet the world, really positively. And I've come so far and I've done a lot. But underneath the surface, there are those things, those little gremlins on our shoulders that tell us that we'll never be, like, we can never get over that thing. We can never have the body we want. We can never make that kind of money. We could never have a wonderful family. We could never be famous. We could never, just like whatever it is for you. And it doesn't even have to be like that big a deal. It's just those little things that have haunted us from the beginning of life that we've kind of taken with us for whatever reason, just kind of piling on. And it's those little shadow aspects that are so stinking hard to get rid of. And that's the deep inner healing that we're called to do. Why? Because our little inner child, inner child work, our little inner 4-year-old is kind of like stuck, feeling like they've been locked in a cabinet or a closet. For a lot of us, who we were at 4 years old, that little child, they knew exactly what they loved to do. They loved to play, they loved to sing, they loved to dance, they loved to be imaginative, they loved to read books, they loved to just like write stories. They loved, whatever that was for you. Who were you during that time? Did you like to like go out and be seen? Were you always like outside playing in the dirt and picking up worms? Were you reading books all the time, just super inquisitive about the world? Because right now, if we're called to that deep inner healing work, we feel stuck like in the cabinet, like, dude, like, kid, like, no, like, I don't have time for you. Okay, we're not playing right now. I have to work really, really hard. I have to do the side hustle so that I can, make 6 figures, so I can finally own my own property, so I can, and we stuff that poor little kid down. Okay. As adults, all that we are giant children, okay? We are just big, giant babies that want love. Every single one of us, from president to like, the peons of the world, we all just want love and attention. And for a majority of us, even if we didn't come from, or even if we did come from wonderful families, we just want to be seen. We just want validation. We just, we need to feel safe and secure. And when we're stuck in stagnation and when we're on that hamster wheel of, it's really hard for us to feel safe and secure. So when we're in stagnation and we don't know the way ahead and we're on that hamster wheel, what do we want to do? We want to control. We want to control the narrative. I'm going to do this by really thinking really, really hard. And then I'm going to work 3 jobs and then I'm going to do that. And it's exhaustive. And it creates so much, chaos and tension in our bodies. So sometimes that stagnation is for us to up level to an even higher spiritual realm than where we already are, so that inner child can breathe again and dance, paint, do the things that we love, have some joy de vivre back in our lives. Okay. For others, it's just a matter of reflection. Okay, it's just a matter of taking a time out to know what we really want moving forward. This comes out a lot in relationships. Like, we are not who we were 20 years ago, 2 months ago, even 2 seconds ago. So what do we want? Who do we want right now? That is such a significant question because it's so easy, especially in our culture, to be like, oh, like we just kind of keep going and going and going. And then we wake up one day and it's like, this is not what I signed up for. Like, how did I get here? And we kind of like come alive. So this reflection is about being very clear about what we want, being clear about who we were in the past in regard to career, relationships, life purpose, like what worked, what didn't work, what made me feel alive, what didn't make me feel alive. Where do I feel like I was my best self? What was I doing during that time? How did my body feel? Like, what did I look like? What was I creating? What was I accomplishing? Or was I just having fun? So it's a time to look back and kind of figure out what worked and what didn't, and to look to the future in a manifestation way, because we don't attract what we want, we attract who we are. Okay, so we need to get back into that alignment of, oh, when I was that person, I did this, this, and this. Like that made me, that's when I was happiest. And we kind of just transform a bit. It's like a bit of an eye opener, so that from there, then we can be like, okay, universe, I'm going to get back into alignment here. And then here's what I want to manifest. And from doing that reflection, we are very, very, very clear about what we want moving forward. Okay. So the third thing, okay, once we've kind of acknowledged how far we've come, we've loved on ourselves, you're doing good, kid, keep going. We've taken a time out. The third thing that we're going to do is to get into balance and alignment. Okay, we're going to get back to what filled us up, back to what sparked us alive. And what does that mean? That can mean meditation. That can mean eating really, really healthy. That can mean drinking a lot of water. That can mean getting really, really good sleep. It can mean journaling. It can mean being creative again, painting, reading books, writing. It can be any kind of creativity, just anything that feels really, really good. Usually when we're on that hamster wheel, and we're in rumination, man, our lives are chaos. Okay, it's hard to keep up. We feel like we're drowning because it's just like, I am trying to survive the day. And we want to get to a place where like everything is stopped and we are just, the only focus is on our healing and getting back into alignment. Okay, so if we're kind of off our A game, it's an energetic shift. Okay, you know what? I have not been taking care of myself. It is time to prioritize myself, my needs. I know I'm a mom. I know I'm a dad. I know I am a kid in school and I've got, a million projects and papers I have to write. It doesn't matter. It's like, I am taking time to make sure I am healthy. I'm making time to make sure that I am my mental health is on point. Okay. So we're getting back into balance and alignment. From there, like once we can breathe, once we've taken this time out and it's like, I feel good again. I kind of feel back in my body. I kind of feel like myself. I feel like things are possible again. That's the exciting stuff, because then we're at number 4. That's when we start taking divine inspiration and going with it. Okay. That's when, the candle that has been soggy, our inner light, our inner compass that has just, felt so on fire, that has just been doused and soggy and sad and, anxiety and depression and all those things, all those little gremlins, all that stuff that really sends us down that downward spiral. That's when we've kind of shed all of that. We feel good. And now we're able to hear, we're able to experience, we're able to go out into the world and kind of be in that expectant energy of like, everything radically changes today. What good is going to happen? Like, am I going to win the lottery? Just that really excited energy. And we're going to begin to get little downloads. Okay. As you're out and about in the world, you're going to get little zingers, zzz, 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 and you're going to be like, I always did want to write that book. Like, this job really isn't fulfilling. I kind of want to do this. I wonder what would happen if I changed careers. I wonder what would happen. And we just kind of start questioning, getting out there, allowing ourselves the freedom to be outside the box of all that we used to know about ourselves. Because now we've changed and we've grown so much and we know ourselves so well that it's like, holy crap, like I feel divinely inspired. Like I want to start writing music. That's crazy because I'm an accountant or whatever that is for you. But those where we're on that H, all of a sudden we will begin to get those zingers. And it's like, okay, I don't know how to get to Z, but I feel good about I. Okay. And like J, cool. Okay, we're at a J. Like, oh my gosh, like this is getting really exciting. And then we meet somebody and it's like, oh my God, I just went straight to S. Like, what? I just skipped a bunch of shit because I'm in alignment. And the thing is, when we're in alignment, Jesus take the wheel. Okay, our guides are in on it because we're at peace. Okay, they're able to come in and assist because we're not trying so hard to control it in our humanity. And when they're in on it, we get those Candyland, jumps to like, we get to go from I to S, and it's like, woo, I got the golden ticket. Because that's how spirit works. At the moment of commitment, the universe conspires to assist us. Okay, so once we start taking those baby steps, once we start taking that inspired action from a place of alignment, boom, okay, that's when amazing things move very, very, very quickly for us, okay? So, one, we acknowledge how far we've come because we're awesome, okay? We're not worthless, horrible human beings. We love ourselves, we honor ourselves, we are awesome, we've gotten to H. Two, we're gonna take a time out because our body needs a rest, because there's deep inner healing work that needs to be done, or because of reflection, and or all of those things because we're going through a spiritual awakening, which in commercials looks like, you know, meditating up by a river and it's gorgeous, but in reality feels like dying, and high highs and low lows, and it's intense craziness. But we're going to take a time out, okay? To get to 3, okay, I cannot do my numbers. 3, balance and alignment. Okay, we're getting back into that energy of I attract not what I want, but who I am. So I'm going to get out back into the world in like a higher vibe. I know who I am. I've done some healing. I've expunged some stuff. And I also want to quick mention something I forgot real quick about taking the time out, that deep inner healing work. For some of us, and actually for a lot of us, okay, that I read for, it is about releasing energy. Okay, it is about getting the emotion out of our bodies. For most of us, we are stuffers. Like our culture just creates stuffers of emotion. I can't feel this right now. I have to go to the grocery store. So I'm just going to stuff it down for another day. I've got kids. Like I can't, like I'm just going to stuff it down. I have too many expectations at work. Like I cannot fall apart right now. I'm going to stuff it down. And oftentimes what we're asked to do is to just crawl in bed for an entire day, put some warm blankets around us and just cry. And if you're somebody that cannot feel your emotions, just sit in bed, okay? Think about the things, think about times you've been betrayed, where you feel like people haven't shown up for you. Speak them out loud. Talk to yourself like you're telling it to a therapist or something. Like, yeah, I just like felt this way, and like this person, how did it make you feel? Like imagine someone asking you questions like, how did it make you feel? Oh, that sounds really sucky. Like, you know, what was your experience? And the more you can kind of like get into that place of how you felt, believe me, those tears will come out, and then they'll continue to come out easier and easier and easier. But for a lot of us, it's about expunging that energy. We don't want to wallow in the past, okay? But we want to get that pain up and out of our bodies, okay? So I forgot to mention that, but during that time out, part of that emotion is fantastic to just kind of get that out of our bodies. And if you're looking for permission to lay in bed all day and cry, just fucking do it, okay? It's like the best thing you can do for yourself. And just imagine yourself being hugged by a giant, picking you up and just patting your tush, because wouldn't that be amazing to just have like love giants that just like picked up our little human selves and just like snuggled us. Oh, to be a cat. Anyway, so 4, take divine inspiration, take those baby steps. Once we're in alignment, we get those little downloads, those little zingers, those little like, you know what? I think I'm going to do this. I think this is my next step. And then the stars really start aligning, spirit gets in on it, okay, and things start moving again. All right, everybody. So that was kind of my experience and the guidance that kept coming out from this reading. If you'd like something that feels more directed exactly toward you, please visit my website. It is mandijsmith.com, where I offer intuitive coaching and tarot reading. Okay. I would love to be of service. And if not, I will see you all next time. And I hope that this truly helps somebody. Please let me know in the comments how you feel, and I will talk to you all later. Okay. Take care. Bye.